Hi, this video is going to be going over a new lesson, and we're actually going to be going over a new unit. So I want to just walk you through and make sure that you know where we're going to be at in our textbook. We had finished Unit 3, and we would normally be going on to Unit 4 in here, but we are going to move over to the unit past that. So on Unit 5, it's going to be on conic sections, and on polar coordinates, polar equations. We're going to be focusing today on polar equations. So this video is going to go over basically from Unit 5 in here, okay? And I'm going to go over just what exactly polar coordinates are about. So first is just seeing here that we have I have a link to this activity, and just to give you an idea of what polar coordinates are like. So this is going to keep on going on forever, and it's just going to show that it's like if you're looking on a radar and you're trying to search for this boat, and you're trying to find the coordinates of a boat. Normally we're used to seeing the an XY plane, and it would be just using the coordinates x and y, and that's just going to be with Cartesian coordinates. That's what they're actually called. But this is a new grid, and it's a polar grid. So we're going to be referring to these now as the distance from the origin, and then also the angle. So what we're used to seeing with x and y, when we'd have to walk x units horizontally and then going up or down vertically to find that point. This time we're going by the radius and the degrees that it's going by from zero, starting from 0 degrees. So to find this boat, you would start from your central location. You're calling that the origin. And if I see in this boat here where it's saying that it's located, I see that this is marked with the radius is at 3 here with this major line here. And then over here, it looks like it's going at, it has at 3, 4, 5, 6, and then there it is at radius 7. So 7 units away from the origin. And then the angle at which it's located, it seems to be a little past 90 degrees. I'm going to say that it's at 120 degrees. So I'm searching along over here from my telescope, and it says here at 120 degrees, that's where the boat is located. So there's something about polar coordinates that makes it helpful to be able to locate from your own location, and you're trying to find it from in terms of how far they are from the origin, and then the angle at which you're searching it. Okay, so this is just a new grid, and I'm going to show you here from your textbook on lesson 28.1, just to go over the how to actually label or plot polar coordinates in here. So again, polar coordinates are now going to be labeled as its radius, comma, its angle measure from 0 degrees. So just keeping this in mind, it's like how we see our unit circle, and we have again that we have our initial ray starting from 0 degrees here, and then we're going to the terminal angle that we're going to be using, it's going to be just starting from 0 degrees at our x-axis. Okay, that's what we're used to seeing in there. So let's just see this here, just as a quick example. So say that you are locating this aircraft that's 40 miles away from O, the origin, at an angle of 120 degrees from the polar axis. So this is showing here that that these are marking the miles in here. So that's how far away A is from 0, and it's just going by 5. So that's going to be where 40 is on this grid. And then if we're showing why that's going to be at 120 degrees, just say that you're going out. Let me actually label it more accurately for this. You're going out 8 miles here, or 40 miles, because it's 8 tick marks, so then that's 40 miles. And then you're rotating that out to 120 degrees. So that's the point where you found, where you could find A in there. So the point is going to be 40, 120 degrees. I want to show a couple other examples here. Okay, so this one, again, each concentric circle is increasing in radius by 5 miles, so that's each of the tick marks. For point A, showing 20 miles from the origin at an angle of 60 degrees. So I will put out 20 miles here, so that's going to be by increments of 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, or you can say 4 units. That's just where, that's the distance it is from the origin. And then I'm going to go 60 degrees, so that would be here. That's going to be point A. Point B, 20 miles from the origin at an angle of negative 120 degrees from the polar axis. So this time here, it is 20 miles, so that's still the same distance from the origin, but it's going negative 120 degrees, so that means I'm going to go in the opposite direction, going clockwise. So then that means that I'll be going, this is 90 degrees over here, and then 120 degrees is here. So it is located just over here. So that's B. Okay. And then C, it's saying it's 15 miles from O at an angle of 150 degrees. So I'm going to, again, mark 15 miles now. So then that's 3 circles away. And then I'm going 150 degrees. So then I'm going out past 90 degrees, past 120. 150 degrees would be located here. And let me make sure I'm putting in the right place here. So that's for C. Is it possible to locate it by doing the angle first and then you plot it at the miles? Yes, that is totally fine. So you could have also found out where the angle is, where it is there, but then also after that, then you determine the distance from the origin, and then you would still plot the same point. Okay. So a couple more examples here. I want to just do show A and B here. Okay. So here for A, it's going to be, it's saying negative 30, 120 degrees. So if you're seeing a negative 30, that just means it's going to, you can have it go in the opposite direction. This one is also increasing by 5 units. So I'm going 1 to 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, 30, or 6 of those there. I would go in the opposite direction with negative 30. And then from here, I'm going to go 120 degrees. And it's still going counterclockwise. It's positive 120 degrees. So this is going 90 degrees. And then here's 120. So then this should be just traveling along over here. So this is going to be point A. Okay. Another way you could do it, I mean, it will still give you the same thing. You could start from the 0 degrees on the positive x-axis, and you're going to go 120 degrees. I know that 120 degrees is here. And then I'm going to go in the opposite direction. Normally this would be positive 30 and then positive 120 degrees. But with the negative 30, that means I am going to jut out in this direction. So opposite of where I had that placed. And it's still going to be placed, it's still going to end up in the same position. Okay. Actually, I'm going to go to point C because let's see what happens with that. This one's telling me negative 30, negative 2, 10 degrees. So I'm going to show both ways again. Let's say if I was doing the negative 30 in here. So negative 30, again, that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's negative 30. Then negative 210 degrees, that means I'm going clockwise for the negative degrees. And then I'm going to go negative 180 means it goes back over here. And then another negative 30 degrees will place me over here at points, same place where point A is. I'll do another way. So let's say if I was doing 30 and I wanted to go negative 210 degrees. So I'm going to go from the positive x-axis, and this is at 0 degrees. I'm going 210, negative 210. So that's going to be in in a clockwise position, clockwise direction. This is 180 degrees. 210 degrees is up over here. Oh, I think I had labeled it incorrectly the first time over. Oops. Okay, so then this was actually where C would have been here. Okay, so C is actually not in the same position as A. Excuse me. Let's try that again with this one. So again, to double check with this one, for negative 30 degrees, I'm going to go again. I'll just see how it is with the positive 30, and then I'm going negative 210. So then I'm going to go around. This is the 180, and then I'm going 30 degrees here. This is negative 210 degrees, but I'm going to go in the opposite of it, and that's still landing on C. So either way, it's still going to give you whether you're doing positive first and then you're going the opposite direction, or you're going to go to use the negative, but you're still going that many degrees over, still give you the same thing. Okay, so assignment for this lesson is to go over this grid here, label and plot and label the points here, and then we'll check back again for the next lesson.